all of this story, all of like from like, oh, drag story hour, man, all of that. Say, have it. If people want to go to, do you want to take your kids to drag story hour? You should be allowed, right? Mm-hmm. If it should be there, it should be
weird. It's 17.
Okay. Yo, welcome to another episode of 3SP. It's me, Darius D, and I'm joined with Jussie P. This week, a lot of stuff is going on. We're going to be talking about another feud that I'm embroiled in.
Are you embroiled in another feud?
Another feud with a slightly well-known comedian. A Malaysian comic who I've gigged with, and you might have met in New York as well. She's wanted by Interpol.
Is that true?
That's on the BB. That's when you know you fucked up when Interpol are after you for a joke. Conor McGregor, latest rape allegation.
And it's right to say latest. This isn't his first allegation.
Trigger warning, I said the word rape, but I gave it to you afterwards. France microphones, I don't know. I'm going to learn about that. Mentals in Nottingham. Priority. I'm just reading Justin's notes.
Yeah, don't worry about that. They're notes for a reason.
They're notes for anyway. So, how's things, Jussie P?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm very tired. I got fucking back too late last night because the train was delayed.
What, the UK train system wasn't running efficiently and on time?
Let's not forget the fucking trains. It's the service. I know you've got the bit about GP receptionists.
Yeah.
I think train people were worse
than the GP receptionists.
Honestly, like they know it's bad. They know this is the thing. You think that the similarity is receptionists know it's a bad service.
Yeah.
They know that you've been going to wait for ages and nothing's going to... So they're coming at you defensive.
Yeah.
The train people are worse. Because like, this train was delayed and I got onto the fucking platform from Ipswich to Nottingham, right? And the train... I was meant to get my train at like 10:43 and it left at like 10:35. And I went to the bloke... I went, what? The bloke on the platform. I went, what train was that? He went, we went to Norwich. And I went, yeah, but what one? He went, oh, that's the 10:07. That's really delayed. And I went, oh, and I could have got on it, but I was like 10 minutes before my train was, or 15 minutes before my train was. And then I go, is the 10:43 on time? He went, well, it says it on the board, and I knew it weren't gonna be.
Yeah.
And it was delayed by an hour. And if
the worst thing as well is that it's like, listen, it's not like we're not paying you a lot of money to use these.
That's their job, though.
Yeah,
one job.
It's their job, but we're paying them a lot, and they're being shit.
And the other time, because I'd go about trains a lot on here, because I'm new to trains. I grew up in the sticks, and I drove everywhere, and I've only started using trains since I started doing this.
15-minute city, Justin.
Yeah, 15 minutes city, 15-minute fucking... Now, there was nowhere near 15 minutes within 15 minutes where I grew up. And look, when I left here, I had to run for I missed 3 trains to get to Sutton. And they just won't help you. And they got their bibs on. It's like, ask, it's like, obviously it means ask me. And when you ask them, they're like, what, you don't even know where you're going, you cunt. It's like, no, I don't know where I'm fucking going.
Worse than that, though, right? Just because we're talking about trains, yesterday, Red Richardson, friend of the pod, although I don't know if he wants to be associated with it.
No.
He does the podcast, This Day in History or something with Bobby May. It's quite funny. You should listen to it. He got fined outside Vauxhall Station. He was smoking a cigarette. He just threw the butt to go and get on the train. Someone came out of the blue and went, that's an £80 fine for throwing a cigarette butt. And he paid it like an idiot. I was like, man,
yeah, but the thing with that is, we've all been on the train when there's like some pissed up bloke terrorising everyone. Yeah. Where the fuck are they then?
Yeah, they're not going to do shit then.
No, nothing, mate. When it's a real crime or something.
Yeah, they just choose that's why they stand there. Listen, you know for a fact.
He looks like someone that would pay the fine.
He looks like they're choosing the whitest, most middle class.
Was it Mizzy? Was Mizzy working for the trains?
Yeah, Mizzy.
He's like, this bloke's full of white guilt. Give me £80.
Mizzy's lost his... But that's Mizzy's calling. He could legitimately do the job that he's doing and get paid for it properly.
Yeah.
So he paid. I said, why did you pay? He goes, but you don't have to pay. If you drop it and you pick it up, that's it. What crime have you committed?
No, you just said, I dropped it.
I just see that I would...
if you dropped a bag of shopping and picked it up, it's no crime, right? I just dropped it by accident.
Not even that. So I placed it there. I'm going to pick it up in a second. What wank? I hate people like that. I couldn't believe he paid. I would just walk away. What are they going to do?
Speaking of smoking...
Actually, the police would come. Yeah, speaking of smoking... Go on in.
I am addicted to these fucking CBD cigarettes that your mate bought it.
In a good way.
Yeah, not addicted. No, so I take that back. I'm enjoying
I'm enjoying
and
that's
using.
Right.
They are
therapeutically using the CBD cigarettes with 20 milligram of smoke. I think
it says 1,000 per box. You got to do your own maths.
What flavour are they? Are they normal?
These are normal.
We got loads of them actually. I've got loads at my. But if anyone wants some, Use the
I'm
code.
not lying. My light is in there. I'm actually getting through it, mate. I'm back on the straights.
Use the code 3SP 10% off highpoint.care.
Can't recommend them enough. Can't recommend them enough.
Are they like? Is that just like a weed? Is that just?
I definitely
like plus one weed.
Definitely feel a little bit buzzed off them. But like the old days.
Have they got nicotine in them?
No tobacco, no nicotine. Look, it says THC free, no tobacco, non-addictive, 100% hemp. So when they aren't addictive actually, because I've been smoking like 1 or 2 a day.
Yeah.
And if I had a packet of cigarettes, I would smoke. I'd fucking pretty much chain smoke cigarettes.
You used to be addicted to cigarettes.
I used to be addicted to cigarettes.
And slowly, we're gonna get you back onto the.
Yeah. This is I'm weaning my way back up.
This is what they do. They sponsor the podcast. They get you hooked on the products, and they withdraw the podcast.
Yeah.
Now you must pay.
Yeah.
Now you must. But not for you. Listen, we advocate these products. They're therapeutic and beneficial for your health. Use the code 3SP 10% off. What else is there anyway? So you train stuff.
Just tired. I'm just tired. I'm just old and tired.
Yeah. I got back late. I was in Manchester last night.
Yeah, I probably didn't get as back as late as you, so I feel bad moaning.
Smashed up that gig in Manchester.
Did you tear it up? Tear up that pussy?
I've just, well, man. I'm embroiled in a feud, somewhat, not anywhere. Kind of. We're gonna discuss.
Are we talking about the feud that was?
I was at
that hatched from this very pod egg.
A podcast from this. Basically, it's that top secret last week, and a well-known comedian who I'd asked to be on the pod. I went up to him and I went, "What's up? Hey, how's it going?" And I consider him. I still consider. We're going to talk about this properly when Leo and Nico are here because
they're involved.
They're involved in it. So
see, I'm the good boy. I'm nothing to do with it.
And he was like in a proper mood. I didn't know why. And he was like, and basically it's kicking off. And apparently I said something on the pod, which the thing is,
did he say what?
He didn't tell me what I said. And here's the thing.
Do you know what?
Well, no, because I actually like him. So I don't think I would have said anything. But we're going to discuss this more next week when those two guys are back. But he said, someone sent me the clip. I think someone's just been stirring shit.
Yeah.
Because I like him, right? So I don't think I've said anything. That's why I was so confused.
You'd know if you had, would you? Maybe
no,
not.
but here's the thing.
Is this
I
Alvans?
can't discount
Sponsored by
that I have actually slagged people off I like on the pod. So I was like, well, maybe I did say
that's
something.
That's banter if you're slagging off someone you like, though. That's different. You
yeah,
but
that's
yeah, I don't care.
I was like, Ollie was like, I was listening to the pod and then you and Justin just started slagging me off. I went, yeah, you fat shit.
Yeah, but no, that's not actually you. It's it's a caricature of
anyway,
you.
we're going to discuss, but that was a bit of a mad feud. But talking about fucking feuds, so a comedian in New York called Jocelyn, from New York, called Jocelyn Chaya. I gigged with her in New York. I met her funny. She's nice. She's originally, I think, from Singapore, and she went to Malaysia. Or she did she toured Southeast Asia. She did a joke about Malaysia and the MH.
The disappearing aeroplane.
And we're gonna link. I'll put this in there. I'll put the video of the video of her bit, right? And the joke, as I remember it, is basically she said, they can't get their airlines to rise, and then she went, some jokes just don't land. And the Malaysians, right? They went, the clip went viral. The Malaysian audience went mad. They went so angry, they started leaving Facebook complaints and comments on Comedy Cellar in Bracknell.
Oh, I saw him put that up.
So then I was like trolling them, go, wow, do you think she's serious? She is serious. I went, really? Where did she say it? In a comedy club. I went, oh, that sounds like they're serious. So those comments out there. But then they were starting complaining. Then the Malaysian government went to Interpol, the people who and they ordered an arrest warrant.
Well, they should get done for wasting their time.
Well, I mean, Interpol don't do shit anyway.
I don't know. I know what Interpol is but it's sort of, Interpol sounds like one of those things that was around that when you was a kid, like quicksand, and just no one talks about it anymore.
Well, Interpol basically
just means there's no borders.
Yeah. Well, basically, all Interpol do is they fucking just extradite anyone from the UK, like Assange, to America to fuck them over, and it never goes back the other way. That's kind of how.
So what is Malaysia like then? Because I'm very ignorant. Is it kind of like a sort of like a Saudi, like a strip place?
Well, it's mad because I was gigging in Malaysia. There's a guy there called Rizal, funny guy. His comedy club last year or during the pandemic time, and this is a free speech issue, it got shut down. He got arrested as well because some like open mic comedian went on stage in like a burqa or something.
Is that called like the Mumba? I remember that. Someone's coming again.
Someone's coming, even though I've clearly booked this off and it says 3SP anal fun time in the calendar. I swear to God, if it's that Tengai or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, he's a stalker at this point.
Yeah.
I think he lost someone on the aeroplane.
He shat himself. He shat himself.
Speaking of, like, a lot of
But I
children.
haven't finished the Malaysian
Oh, yeah,
thing,
of course.
Rizal.
Well, yeah, but
So Rizal, club got shut down. He got arrested. His passport's been confiscated. He might be like sent to prison.
yeah.
And now Malaysia are after Jocelyn China. I can't remember.
Chai, I think
it's Chai for her joke. But Malaysia, when I went there, so Malaysia and Singapore are basically the same country, and they kind of
Right.
split off in two ways.
And
Singapore's
and
now
UK
like
controls Singapore until.
maybe I don't know. I mean,
Yeah. No, the hat, and they gave it back, didn't they? I remember it.
I think that's Hong Kong.
Oh yeah, that's Hong Kong.
Listen,
No,
if you're going to
but
take historical knowledge from this podcast, it's not the one.
They both of them do a special fried rice in Mr. Tang, my local Chinese. You get Singapore style.
In 1997. But, yeah, so... what the fuck,
Yeah, that was the wrong country, but...
Anyway, but
Easy
Singapore and
mistake,
Malaysia... But I went to Malaysia. It's really nice, and I gigged there. It's really nice, but there's like a hardcore Muslim kind of vote.
That's what I was saying.
But it's not really... But if you're there, it's just a regular country.
Yeah, but you're there as a tourist.
No, but I would say gigging as well.
Yeah, I know, but you know, like you go to sort of like people go to Dubai and go, oh, it's great.
No,
here.
it's not like Dubai. Dubai, I could tell. So I went to Dubai. You can tell this is a Muslim country. It's not like that. It's like a thingy, but there's just like this one little Islamic sect, part of the culture. But the reason they're
why
kind
are
of
they so stroppy though?
because you know what? It's the same.
mean,
this is, but I'll tell you what-
Malaysia particularly.
Okay, yeah, but I'll tell you why all of this happens and why everyone like people are why is all this happening and that because that little Islamic community in Malaysia, when they're like mullahs or whoever say go and vote, they go and vote. They say you will vote for this guy, they will go and vote for that guy.
Yeah.
So they hold a lot
That's
of
not
power,
really
even though there's
voting, is it?
yeah, but yeah, it's not because they hold a lot.
If
of
you get told who to vote for,
but they hold a small people, but it's the same with like the ADL in America, right? Same, like, and also really like super religious Christians in
conservative
in
Christians,
Americans,
yeah.
right? So these like little, but they'll go and vote
on block.
and they'll follow whatever like the main top line down is. So these a lot of policy is dictated by these like fringe.
So
fanatics.
in a way, if you think about it, it's like a government-sanctioned witch hunt that you get over here, like the woke when they try and cancel someone. But it's like they're trying to please the government by being outraged by this joke. Do you think they're not really?
Oh, no one. No,
but they're doing it to get a gold star off the man. The people that are criticising.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, sometimes Muslims can be a bit crazy.
Like, I didn't mean them. I was just talking about, but so you can't because it didn't.
But actually, that wasn't the Muslims who got the China. I've taken that. That was Malaysians in general.
Yeah, that's
they just
what I'm
didn't.
saying.
They didn't want.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's a governmental thing rather than a religious thing.
Yeah.
But so.
Well, you know what's interesting? I listened to Nigel Ung, Uncle Roger, on.
I've got beef with him.
Have you?
Not beef with him. I got a comment.
All right, we'll come to that on trigonometry, and he talked about being cancelled and the difference between cancelled in the West and being cancelled.
Yeah.
And he said social justice warriors kind of exist in China, but they're like the government version of social justice. So I'm agreeing with you.
No, but the thing he always goes whenever someone chops something.
Yeah.
You know he criticises people. I don't know for those who know he criticises chefs basically making stuff, and people use like a scraper to. This is such a fucking tedious.
Listen to this, Nigel. This is the hard criticism you need to hear.
You know, I started my further education in catering.
I did not know that.
No one does know that. This is Bombshell on the Free Speech Pod. And you have these scrapers, and they will scrape up their chopped onion.
Oh yeah.
And I can't do the accent because I like doing mimicking.
I mean, it's racist when he does it.
Exactly.
So be...
But this is the thing. If I was describing like anyone, I do their accent. I do yours, but I can't do his.
Yeah, but his accent is
I know it's a parody.
Uncle Roger.
Yeah. So he always goes, "Why are you? Don't you just use your knife? Just use your knife. Why are you making more washing up?" Now, if you was in a commercial kitchen and a chef saw you scrape a knife along, it blunts your knife. Like they would go fucking nuts at you.
So this is a technical thing.
He always goes, "Oh, what?"
Yeah, but he might be talking about home cooks.
It doesn't matter. You still got to sharpen your knife. Nothing worse than a blunt knife, mate. You know you have those proper scrapers. It's like a
Uncle Roger, rinse
you know
him.
what you're talking about.
Rinse Justin for this
nonsense. Google it. That is true. Never ever scrape your knife along a chopping board.
Listen, I'm on Uncle Roger's side.
Yeah, you would be.
Nigel Ung's a wicked comedian, man.
I said it's a very pedantic little point.
Yeah.
But he always criticises people for not doing that with a knife, but they're actually correct.
Are they?
Technically, yeah, you never do that. For chefs, all you do that, mate. You get fucking bollocked.
I do that all the time.
So the thing about Malaysia is, you know, like you say that. Oh, I mean, Gilbert Godfrey did a 9/11 joke the week of.
Well,
I know, and he got cancelled. But the thing is Malaysia, you're not allowed to talk about it at all because it's a good nearly a decade, isn't it?
I think so. When I was out there speaking to that Rizal guy, what it is, I think they're running, the presidential elections are on right now, and anytime that comes on, they're looking for news stories to change the thing, to change the narrative. Yeah, so they did that. That was one of them.
Right.
And also when Rizal got arrested, apparently he was like front page.
I remember that. So I asked if that country was like that. Yeah.
And he said it's like something to do with the politicians, and that's how they.
Yeah,
play it.
that's true enough. That's true. But it is sort of like, it's not even really bad mouthing the regime or something. Did they find that plane then?
No, it's gone. I don't really know the story or the ins and outs of it.
Fucking boring old plane crash, isn't it? Fucking 10 a penny, isn't they? But a lot of children died. And speaking of Malaysian children, you motherfuckers need to pull your fingers out. I bought some new. These are not like they used to be, are they?
I don't know. What are you referring to? Your Nike?
I've got some triple
listeners. Justin is
I've just whipped off my crepe. I'm angry.
His Nike Air Max.
These are less than a week old. I was walking down here today and I'm looking down and I can see all my toes flopping about. They used to have much more integrity.
Well, I bought one. I think there's a few different types because I bought
these
a pair.
These are 90s. These are the proper 90s, mate.
Oh, really? Because I bought one of them and you had the same ones and we both said they went like Ugg boot slippers or something.
They were like Ugg boots. But these are proper. Not 135 quid. They're fucking shit now. They've changed their recipe.
It's like Dr. Martens. You can get like Dr. Martens British ones, and then you get the fake ones that disintegrate.
That's
on your
like
foot.
Vans. I used to skate and used to buy Vans back in the day, and now they're fucking shit. They used to last forever.
Did they? Yeah. Well, obviously they've suddenly realised that they're not making. They make more money. It's like everything breaks, like obsolete in about. Because otherwise, if they make something good, remember when you had a TV or something before? TV, you buy TV that was done for like 10 years. Listen, they've exchanged this TV. I don't know if you're watching this on YouTube.
Shit.
It keeps on switching off the fucking graphic, does what it wants. Some Amazon, they've done an ollie, overcomplicated, over-teched, over-expensive.
And if I was going to criticise something else, if you've got like a background thing, you don't want like this bar with a light on it, do you? You just want the black frame all the way around.
Like the Samsung frame.
Like the Samsung frame.
Exciting times. Maybe we'll see one of those.
So Conor fucking McGregor, what's going on with this guy, man? He's lost his fucking nut, I think.
So what's the story? So I was told about these allegations.
Have you read? I've read.
I haven't. I got in last night at like 4 a.m. and
right,
I've come
now,
straight here.
None of us know.
Yeah.
If it's
all I know is that he's been. This is what I've heard.
Yeah. I've got the details.
Okay, this is what I heard. I heard the allegations. I was watching an NBA game.
Yeah, Heat. Miami Heat.
Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets versus Heat.
Yeah.
And then
he beat up the mascot.
I thought that was anyway. I thought this is recent. Anyway, then he got a blowjob from some woman in the toilet or something.
Mate, this is the story.
Or forced a woman to give him a blowjob.
It was the same game 4 where he had the stage fight with the mascot.
Okay.
So right, what happened? She said, now obviously I am not. What do you call it?
I'm putting my
believe
phone on
all
do not
women.
Yeah.
But either it's a very detailed and unusual. It's not one of those grey area ones where you can go. This is very easy to disprove or prove.
Okay.
So he either definitely 100%.
Okay, so let's go through the story. Tell me the story.
So she said, the Miami. She's going for from him, the Miami Heat, and the stadium. So she reckons that the NBA, the Miami Heat are a separate franchise, and Conor McGregor. She's saying that NBA security guards separated her from her friends, forced her into a public toilet and wouldn't let her out. Where Conor McGregor was waiting in the disabled stall and came out and started kissing her. Then she said, "Oh, I can't have sex with you because I need a piss." So he took her in the cubicle and stuck his dick in her mouth. And then this is the words. It said, then he pushed her up against the wall and tried to sodomize her. Then she said she dropped her purse, or her purse was taken, and it was held captive by NBA or... I don't know who this was, NBA or McGregor security, and she had to plead for them to get it back. So there's so many people involved.
But this sounds so implausible.
Exactly. It's one or the other.
That it might be real
it's
because
one or the other.
It could be Connor's like, I've seen that girl. He's got his personal security to go and do that, not the stadium security.
But this is what she said. Some of them were NBA. But that's what that Rammstein's just been...
Who's Rammstein?
Rammstein's a German metal band.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And the lead singer was going, yeah, the her, and her. And then, but this is what rock and roll has always been about. Like, fucking Led Zeppelin did this. And so then girls were taken out the back and expected to have sex with this fucking singer. Now, it might go more, there might be more to it, it might be more heinous than that, but I know that's definitely one thing they're talking about. And I'm like, it's a bit like when they was about the casting couch. And obviously it's bad.
You ever read The Dirt by Motley Crue?
Exactly, Motley Crue fucking wrote the...
Well, in like the first paragraph, you go back and read it out, like, he basically admitted to rape Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
Because one of the stories is they're at like a house party when they're like 18 or 19. His friend goes and pulls it. He goes and pulls a woman, starts doing her in the cupboard. Then he goes, wait here, I'm coming back in a second. Goes downstairs, tags in his mate. His mate goes in. She thinks she's had sex with Tommy Lee or something. And she's had sex with someone else.
Yeah.
What was that called? That's a Patrice joke. What was the joke?
Houdini, where you're fucking her from behind, then you go around and wave to her through the window.
Yeah.
So he goes, you stop getting a girl from behind, you're fucking up against the hotel window, and then you tap out and your mate starts doing it. And then Amy Schumer stole that joke.
Did she? Yeah, she's notorious.
Well, what about joke theft? Because you had a joke stolen.
Is this, what, recently or in general?
What,
Is this the fridge one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can just refer to that openly.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But you said it in like a cryptic way.
No,
like
no,
I've had
sorry.
another joke
This
story
is how I build. This is the story.
There's no building.
This is the craft of
Don't
storytelling.
do the craft. Get to the point.
So a little bird tells me, Darius, that once upon a time. No, but so there was a documentary being made. That's not being made now. It is.
No, it is being made, but I don't know when it's coming out.
Oh,
I don't know what's happening with it.
Because some people sent me. Someone's doing one of my jokes now.
Yeah, I've seen loads of people have ripped that joke
off. They have, haven't they? Do you know what someone said?
Do you want to do the joke?
No, you've done it on here anyway. It's the kebab joke, which it's become a hacky joke. But if you wrote it, this is the thing about comedians. It's a bit like smelling your own farts.
Yeah.
Comedians, if someone else gets their joke, they're like, oh, who cares? Write another one. But when it happens to you, it's fucking different, man.
Yeah.
But even that fucking... but like, remember we did a gig here and an act did it in front of me?
Man, but a million people are doing a variation of that joke now.
They are now.
But you did, in your defense, you did do it at least 10 years ago. And today's your 14th year anniversary or something.
Today is my 14th anniversary. And I only know that because it was my mum's birthday yesterday. It's not like I really committed the date to memory.
Sounds like you committed the date to memory.
Yeah, I did, but on the back of another date that I've committed to memory.
Oh, what? You remember your mum's birthday?
No, I don't. My girlfriend does. And my girlfriend's like, you got to get your mum a card. And I'm just such a fucking toddler. Do you know what I mean?
Someone submitted a question. So ask Jussie P the following question. Just because we're talking about girlfriends, I'll ask you. The question is, would you rather get back with the first girl you shagged, marry her and make it work, or never be able to say the word fuck again?
That's from my first girlfriend, isn't it? Because there's no way I could... How could you not say the word fuck? I don't know if I could even do that.
I could do it.
No, I don't believe you. That wasn't aimed specifically at me.
Yeah, I said I'm doing a podcast with Justin.
Oh, right.
What questions shall we ask? And that was one of the questions. Right, you'd rather say fuck. How ugly was your first girlfriend?
She wasn't ugly then. No, I don't know what she... it's a long time. I don't know what she looks like now. We fell out of touch. I'll tell you what, she's loaded. She's like a big hotshot lawyer or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, big time. She lives in London, yeah.
You should message her. Say, hey, it's me, baby.
No, but why would you... That's such a strange question. Because it's like they're not like there's no sort of like equivalence between them.
Who was my first girlfriend?
What was his name?
What was his name? Justin. I'd probably say fuck as well.
Yeah.
I don't because there's too many. It wasn't just get back and shag her.
Yeah.
It was get married and make it work.
But does it mean that's the only woman I can be with? Because I'd rather be with my girlfriend now and say fuck. This is what means it's a weird question.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
If it means I've got to go back and do that.
Interpret it as any way you like.
Right, I'll make it hard. I'll make it a better question. Whoever, it might be the way you read it out, to be fair. So you've got to make it work with your first girlfriend, or you can never say fuck again.
The actual specifics were: find out if Jussie would rather have to get back with get back with the first girl he shagged, marry her and make it work, or never be able to say the word fuck again.
At this stage of the game, I'm still going to go where I want to say fuck.
Yeah.
Because I can always tug.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm so anti. I haven't masturbated for fucking years. Serious.
That's weird.
I don't think it is.
It's a little bit weird.
I think it's weird that people that do now, I've gone all sort of like a bit puritanical.
Man, people are starting to get... I don't know if
conservative,
it's...
Christian. Yeah.
I don't know if it's because you get older, you get. My friend, did you ever meet Marco? I think you met my friend Marco from America. He was Bolivian, but he was from Marco, and he goes, "The older I get, the more racist I get."
No, I'm not saying that.
He goes, when I was 18, I was like, everyone free. I love everybody. And he goes, now I'm like 30. He's like, fuck these Mexicans. I was like, you're fucking Mexicans. I'm Bolivian, but fuck them too.
No, but when I masturbate, I do only think about crackers. But no, I'm not. But I don't, because I think that.
What's your porn of choice?
No, this is the thing. I've got an issue with porn. I've said this to you.
Yeah.
I think it's like, you know that thing, what would Jesus do? Well, I've got a saying in my life, which is, what could the man possibly be up to? Everything that happens in society, I do look at it through a lens of conspiracy. Because I just think, like, at this point, if you don't, you're sort of like a bit naive. Even if you dismiss it, I think you've got to think that way.
Well, what's funny, I was thinking about this yesterday. I said that whole everything. It's like, well, the maddest thing about that, because I was in the gym, I was listening to Rage Against the Machine. I thought, Right Said Fred stood up for more. Right Said fucking Fred than Rage Against the Machine, because Rage Against the Machine, you go and get the vax, you're an idiot if you don't.
Yeah.
I know it's like.
But that's you're a big pro wrestling fan. Rage Against the Machine is the punk version of pro wrestling. They didn't mean shit, mate. They didn't mean. They was just like, oh, we're so angry. So I used to watch a bit slightly different. But I used to watch like football. I used to play rugby. Never really got football. And people that are like obsessed with football, and they'd be like, call Roy Keane. And I used to look at Roy Keane up in the linesman's face, every fucking vein and sinew sticking out in his face. And I used to go, look, he's pretending. It's impossible to be that angry and not twat someone. You cannot get to that 11 out of 10 and still restrain yourself. So it's theatre. It's showing his teeth like a dog does. Do you know what I mean?
He tried to do that to Alan Shearer, and Alan Shearer just didn't have any of it.
Alan Shearer looks like he's actually quite hard, though. Really.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Alan Shearer is that. Alan Shearer has that old, hard,
but that
English
sort of half
man.
A smile, sort of like.
Yeah, he's got that like. Fucking come on, I dare you, come on.
Yeah.
Who's a joke? It's like that Eddie Murphy joke. He goes. He's in the cinema, and he goes, all the Italian guys have seen Rocky, so they're all acting hard.
Yeah.
He goes, hey Mooley. I'm doing this is a parrot. This is me copying Eddie
He's
Murphy.
Iranian, he can do it.
He goes, hey Mooley, you go get me some of these dish. And Eddie Murphy's like, what? I'm gonna show him how hard I was. Like, go fuck you, I'll kill you, man. And then he goes, I knew I fucked up, because the Italian guy was like, come on, I want some. And it's like, oh shit, because when you acting crazy and they call you out, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, but this is the thing. So when I say like about the porn thing, I mean, if we put a little clip on here or something, or on the. And it strikes a copyright, it's taken down. Yeah. You put a bit of music on it. Like if you put some fucking, your favourite band, I don't know, fucking...
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, they'd be taken down.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's odd that there's all this fucking... Every porn film ever made is basically for free on the internet, and there's no don't belong to anyone, they don't take it down.
I think they do take it down sometimes.
Well, it seems like they don't take it down as much. On a Sunday morning, I'll try and watch some fucking... bootleg UFC fight from the night before, and you can't find it anywhere. But if I want to find some porn film from the fucking mid-80s, I can. And I think the man's letting us self-medicate with it. Like, do you know what bromide is?
That is apparently, I heard, that they used to put in soldiers' rations during World War II
without telling them
to make them
kill the libido.
To kill the libido.
And I think they're not giving us bromide. They're just going, let them fucking wank themselves silly with all this free pornography, and we're self-medicating and sedating. And I also think...
It is bad. Well, what's his name? Ted Bundy said the worst thing that ever happened was his access to porn. And now there's just so much prevalent access.
And then there becomes an arms race of the grottiest porn, when it's like, now they're turning bitches inside out and stuff. It's fucking revolting.
But not even that. It's like, now, even like... just every day, like here at Vauxhall where we record this, I showed you the other day, there's, in the street, people walking by, they called it the open urinal.
Yes.
So there's no cover...
Yeah,
you can literally walk, like kids can walk by it in the like after 3:30 after school, and you can watch a guy with his dick out taking it. Like, who's that for?
If you was a fucking nonce, right? Where would you go for a piss at 3:30, 3:45? It's not a trick question. There, so the kids, you kids can walk past. Go, I'm having a piss. I was in the gym. I was in the gym when I was at before this. It was a bit like a health club. They had like a sauna and a swimming pool, and in the school holidays at like 10 in the morning, a lot of dads would sort of take their kids in there and be getting them changed. And there was this bloke, I never fucking saw him in there, right? But then every time these kids were in there, and this is fucking proper rank, mate, he'd be getting ready and he'd be like proper naked, but sort of like turning around like a lighthouse to make sure everyone saw every, and he'd fully shaved as well, like totally shaved.
Yeah.
Like in his late 50s.
Oh yeah.
An adult with shaved cock and balls, like, and you could. And I almost said something to him because like little girls in there with their dads, like 4.
Oh what?
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was, and he must have joined the gym for that fucking month, like August. And I almost said something to him, and I said to my girlfriend who's waiting for me, I said, I've nearly got fucking. But then I was like, clever fucking bastard, really, because if I said anything, he'd be like, "What's a male changing room?" And it's just the same with these urinals. They're making it easy, isn't it? We should be putting like
everything's becoming overtly sexualized, and everything's about like. Listen, we all like sex, want to whatever, but I don't fucking like you're on the tube or something, and there's like some advert, and they're advertising like I don't know, advertising cars, and there's a woman like.
Yeah, it's always been.
That's a bad thing. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know exactly what you mean.
I'll take it back. It's like well, it's all like pride advertising. It's just like, or like there's a children's book like my grandpa's rainbow or something. I saw it, and it's like a little children's. My grandpa loves it. And then one of the pictures in the background is like 2 guys dressed in Gimp's outfit. In a kid's book.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is a kid's book got Gimps in it for?
No, and again, what would the man possibly be up to? I probably said it slightly different, but my little phrase is, I think the man is, I don't know. I think the man just wants us to not hold anything sacred. Because if you hold something, like I said it on here before, if you hold something sacred, you're sort of like you're a bit more, I don't know, got a bit more spunk about you, ain't you? Probably the wrong word to use.
Well, I've said that my mum, obviously she's the original conspiracy theorist, but I remember she said, they hate religion, they're going to do this. They do. And then now I see it, I was like, she's right. I mean, religion's still boring, but it's like they're going to. If they just said religion's really boring, they went down that way, people are like, oh yeah, I can leave. But when you start now, that they're pushing against it so bad that now people are like, oh, I'm gonna go towards religion.
Not even religion. It's like that sort of higher vibration, spiritual way of thinking. Not even spiritual. Just thinking, like I said, like wanking's like a fucking Big Mac, and like having sex is like catching a fish. Something wholesome about it. It's like gutting a fish. That's like gutting a fish with your cock.
So take it back to the beginning, Conor.
Oh yes. So
guilty or innocent?
I think it's going to be very easy to prove either way because of the allegations. It's so like you said, it's so fucking crazy, and also so many moving parts. It's not just like it's not like people.
Well, it'd be on camera if it's been.
And also, it's not one person's word against another. There's like people on his payroll and stuff.
Yeah.
They're not going to be loyal to it.
Yeah.
Like especially if the NBA. I can't see that the NBA. I think she's just.
So what has Conor come out and said?
Nothing. But he's fucking.
This has only just come out today, but this happened like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it happened. I think that's the other thing, that it's happened on a Saturday. She went to the police station on the Sunday, Monday. That doesn't mean anything. But also, the only thing that I say might be true is I think he's a little bit on the old. He's on a lot of the old juice, and that can make you do shit like that. Apparently.
Well, I did a gig in Glasgow a couple years ago, and the woman who ran the bar, she's from Ireland, and she used to do UFC. Apparently, from what I heard, Conor McGregor has always been a bit of a cunt.
Yeah. You don't get like.
I think he looks quite. I think he looked all right and friendly when I've seen like my kind of public perception of him, like arrogant. Yeah. But apparently he's a wrong one.
Serious question then. Do you think
allegedly
being quite immersed in wrestling?
Yeah.
Do you think like can you sort of like see a real life heel and quite enjoy him? Not just because if I see someone who's a cunt, I hate him. Yeah. But can you see someone who's a cunt and go, oh, that's good, it's entertaining, like a heel, do you know what I mean? Is there a bit of a grey
Conor
area?
is a heel, right?
Yeah, definitely, but
Conor's
I don't like
heels. But the difference between... It's weird now, right? Because wrestling now, he's a good guy, and now it's all over that. But Conor's like a kayfabe heel from the 1980s.
Yeah.
Or from the 70s. So he lives his gimmick. So he's a heel 24/7 now, right? Yeah. And the thing is, it makes him money. If you want to make money...
Who was like that? Ravishing Rick Rude was like that.
Right, who was the biggest heel? Like Ric Flair was one of the biggest heels.
But I thought he was actually all right in real life, no?
But everyone hated Rick Rude. Well, wait, so there's different. There's the difference between people who've got like real heat and a real heels. Like there's a difference because what happened in wrestling is they kind of then transitioned into a cool heel. Like Conor McGregor is kind of a cool heel.
Brock is a cool heel.
Yeah, but so like a real heel. Someone who's a real heel.
They just died. The Sheik.
He was a proper heel, but yeah, in the 80s in America, they hated him.
Yeah, of course, I'm saying you got to remember. You're Iranian. Yeah. In America, he was going into like Alabama and like gobbling on a flag. When
I'm trying to think. But you know who's a real heel? I'll tell you people who are real heels. Someone like Katie from The Apprentice.
Hopkins.
Katie Hopkins.
Yeah.
She's a heel.
Yeah.
Because everything she says, he's like fucking. Leo's a bit of a heel online.
Yeah, he can, but do they know they're doing it? Some of them doing some. Who's to me?
But Katie Hopkins.
Is that a bit?
No.
So she is a genuine heel.
I think she's a genuine.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I remember, like
cunt. That's a cunt.
You don't. That's like
a heel is a self-aware cunt.
Yeah.
There's another layer to it.
Yeah. But then there's that. That's like a real heel because she turned the whole country against her, right? And then I'm just trying to think. That's like, and then there's like people in comedy where they're and you're just like, oh, that's the heel behavior. And then when you realize the game and they're just annoying you,
what's it called? Like when a baby faced has heel thrust upon him, like a Philip Schofield, because he doesn't want to be the heel, but he is.
Face turn.
Is that called a? Face turn is more. I thought that was more a Hollywood Hogan. Yeah.
When the other way. What do you mean? When they're heel? When a goody
Philip
turns?
Schofield
When a goody
was
turns?
Philip Schofield was a face.
Oh yeah.
And now he's a heel.
Yeah,
but he hasn't turned it.
He's turned
He's
heel.
had it turned. He's had the screw job done. The Montreal screw job.
No. He's turned heel. Everyone knew he was a heel.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to be.
Yeah, you know, it's too bad.
No, exactly. But you
society dictates his.
Katie Hopkins, Piers Morgan, another one.
Yeah, Piers Morgan. Yeah.
Katie Hopkins, same school, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think Piers Morgan probably. I think actually Katie Hopkins probably believes what she says a bit more than he does. I just think he'd just say anything, Piers Morgan. I don't find him outrageous, but he just says the most boring, like your fucking granddad would say, the most boring, obvious thing to say.
Yeah, I mean, I've to be honest, I'm trying not to read so much on and masturbate. I'm trying not to read. Like, I'm just not following it because
it's all shit now.
The stories are, you know what I mean? The stories. All the things, it's like, if you haven't realised by now your position on where you stand on all of these issues, and if you can't see what's happening, it's like you're just getting angry for no reason.
I think one more than that, mate. I think you need to think about what you think about things. There must be times, like where, let's say Leo, not having a go at him, like, just because he's on this pod and obviously the audience know him. Like, there must be times, there must be issues where he thinks, oh, I actually don't think that about this, but I've got to because that's what my gang think. Do you know what I mean?
Tribal.
Yeah, it's tribalism, exactly that. But I think if you, and it's not knocking him. I'm just saying it. Like,
sounds like you're knocking him.
No, not at all. Because
we've got a new feud.
No,
baby.
there's not a feud. I'm just saying. I'm not
for you to decide who.
No,
this
it's
feud
not
is.
for me. I'm not been turned heel myself. But no, there must be times where anyone thinks, oh, all right, who's the opposite? Like Owen Jones. There must be things where he goes, oh fuck, this is a bit ridiculous. Like, and it's sort of like overly woke, but it's like, I've got to still bang the drum because this is my team.
All right, well, let's take it a bigger level, right? In America, right, they all want Donald Trump to run for president.
Yeah.
The left and the right.
Yeah.
Because he makes money, he gives them a bogeyman, he gives someone. You can't. They'll try and go against.
Good for business, just like a heel.
Exactly. So all of these people, even on the right and the left, it's all good. All these stories, and then when you realize that, it's like, okay, I'm a bit. It's all boring now.
Yeah, no, I've seen it all before. I don't subscribe to any of it, and I don't.
I subscribe to it.
No, you know what I mean.
Like and subscribe. Yeah, use code 3SP, 10% off.
I mean, buy any of it. I'm just like, and it doesn't matter.
Nothing's gonna change. You know what? The only good thing I've seen that actually has come out of it is the sustained boycott of Bud Light over Dylan Mulvaney. They've lost 25%. That is the only way. If you want to make a difference, you need to do sustained boycotts like that.
That looks like to me, if I use an analogy, the hate mob is climbing up the hill with their tiki torches and their pitchforks, and one's dropped it and they've set fire to themselves. Because I think like they've created a cancel culture, and now the cancel culture has cancelled. Nah,
but see the Bud Light, they say, oh, it's cancel. It's not cancel culture.
It's
though.
not. And
Bud Light is still readily available to buy.
That's true.
It's in the shops. No one's stopping you from drinking it. No one's stopping them from doing anything. Bud Light customers, consumers, have made their own. They've made a choice. I'm not. If that, this is what brands need to. This is why I think we're in the mess we're in. Brands have stopped. If brands and people with power and authority just went, no, we're not going to curtail to this.
But that's ESG points, whatever it's called, isn't it?
Well, exactly. Well, so ESG is like, we've talked about this, the social equity score, and they get more points. But anyway, they did that, and then finally, they've realised, you know what? If this brand doesn't align with your views, don't don't buy it.
They
And
did
the
it
left
to
do that all the
Chick-fil-A.
time.
Yeah, did it to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, of course they do. They do it all the time. And the thing is, but if anyone should be fucking in a mood with anyone, Budweiser and Anheuser-Busch should be in a mood with their advertising. Anna Shrine or whatever her name is, who is so out of touch with her base. And now, just recently, just yesterday, Wilkes, the DIY store.
Yeah, Wix. Yeah.
They've come out and said exactly the same thing. Wix has said if our customers aren't like pro this and pro that and all basically the message, then we don't want them as customers. Fine, take your business elsewhere. Make it hurt their bottom line. That's the only way people learn.
What the fuck is these people like? Beer, lager, and DIY.
Yeah, who did
this is the wrong fucking battlefield, isn't it?
And it is a thing. They alienate their customers. Yeah. Like, listen, who you think's gonna go and fill their gap?
Yeah.
Know what? Those left, they don't even drink beer. They don't even do DIY.
If a company manufactured sequin scatter cushions said that, I'd be like, yeah, that is you are.
Yeah.
Like that is the pink pound.
Yes.
Like, we don't want any van drivers. Ford. This is a message from Ford. If you saw like a white van bloke that reads The Sun and scratches your ass and eats fry-ups every day, we don't want you buying transits. It's like, they're the only people who buy transits.
Yeah, you morons. But that's the only way this will stop, because people have curtailed to stuff. So this is the way. And now it's funny because I've been reading about the Bud Light thing. They're like, cancel culture does it. This isn't cancel culture. No, this is someone saying, I don't want to, your products don't align with my views. I don't want to buy that. Yeah. And it's the same thing. It's like, but here's the thing. And also, all of this story, all of like, from like, drag story hour, man, all of that, it's like, have it. If people want to go do you want to take your kids to drag story hour, you should be allowed, right? Mm-hmm. If it should be there, it
that'd
should
be weird. It's 17.
That would actually probably be more appropriate.
It would.
It'd be more appropriate for you to take your 17-year-old kids than it would to be take 7. How weird is that you think it's weirder to take a 17-year-old to a drag queen than it is? I can't show you an anus. You're 17. Let me show this to a 7-year-old.
That's locking the door after the horse has bolted, isn't it?
Yeah. But it should be, you should have it, and if you want to take your kids, go take it. Your choice, you take it, and I'll take mine. It shouldn't be thrust upon you.
True. This is true. And if I owned a company and one of my kids ended up being transgender, I should be allowed to put a message on my product as well. There's nothing wrong with that. If I really believe in something, I wanted to use my platform, whatever it was, if it is a podcast or if I made lager and I wanted to just do something, that's fine. But I think with Bud Light, they saw through it. I think
Bud Light was just such a fucking virtue signal advertising.
But not just virtue signaling. That woman came out and shat on who does drink it. Oh, it was really fratty and out of touch humour, and we had to get away from that.
I mean, she was more convincing than you are as a woman, but
I don't want to be convincing as a woman. I don't know about that, actually.
Dylan Mulvaney.
Oh, no, I meant the woman. I'm talking about the...
Oh, Anna Shrineland.
Yeah, Anna Shrineland come out and said, we want to get away from that
yeah.
So there's people sitting there drinking Bud going... She hates me.
But this is the thing. If I was part of the LGBTQI plus ABZ...
If you came out.
Man,
fucking T-shirt, man.
Yeah, it's just so obvious that they're just being exploited and used.
Yeah. No, exactly.
For marketing. Yeah. It's like, listen, until the brands are changing the rainbow flag in Saudi Arabia, let's get on my face, man. It's like
exactly.
Corporations celebrate
Budweiser still sponsored the World Cup probably in fucking Dubai.
What do you mean probably? Of course they did.
Yeah, exactly. But this is the other thing as well. That's a good point, and I'm so tired I forgot what I was going to say. What was I about to say?
Budweiser sponsored the World Cup.
Yeah, and you said they don't mean it. It's
just all virtual. All of this is virtual signaling, woke marketing, and the only way it will have an effect is if people stop watching the films they don't like. That's it. They start doing.
Like every now and then one sort of issue or one example of an issue becomes the big. The Bud Light is the one that's sort of like the sort of like example you look at this, and that's because they're now in an impossible position. Because if they back down. And I think that a lot of gay bars have started to like backlash against them as well.
Oh yeah, they're both. So they're getting backlash because they didn't support Dylan Mulvaney.
Exactly,
so
not enough.
That community is backlash.
Exactly.
They backlash. It's like, look, no one gives a shit. You're a beer. Sell your beer.
It's bad beer.
And it's rubbish. Well, the reason they like it is because you can just drink it all day. But
that's every beer. If you're an alcoholic.
But the point is, we don't want to hear. We don't want a fucking lesson from you. We don't want to hear your point. We don't. Most people. I would say, I'm now seeing more people who are anti this stuff.
Yeah.
But forever, because they've been pushed on, but people are like, you know what? Fuck this.
And
I'm
do you
getting
know what?
fed up of it.
That's actually a brilliant point, because beer literally is an escape from it's an escape thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, the world's all, you got to think this, you got to think that, or you can't think this, or you must think that. And it's like, I just want to have a fucking beer. And then they're throwing themselves in the sort of fucking battlefield.
And there was absolutely no reason for them to use that. And well, fuck it, good. I'm glad. Every time I see their stock price, it makes me happy, because it's not because
and it's not about the issue.
Yeah, it's because it's fuck you as a brand.
Corporations,
for trying to, to fuck your own customers,
manipulating both sides. Like saying, oh, like that, they don't give a fuck about Dylan Mulvaney and our LGBTQ. They don't give a fuck about anything,
man. But all of these stories are so like, everything's tied in. Everything, man. I was thinking about this, but I was like, oh, this is, but everything of this is tied in, because the way the message is pushed, this is being pushed, and there's a real thing like straight white people are the problem, and they can't be doing this. Yeah. So, for example, Nottingham. Like, this is, if you're a conspiracy theorist, this is when you start asking questions.
And the one in France as well.
Okay, well, let's just. You can tell me about. I'll tell you about Nottingham. Nottingham, some man went on a stabbing rampage and run over some people in a van. Right. Mm-hmm. Eyewitness account said he was from West Africa.
Well, they said black with dreads. Yeah,
black with dreads, but it was from West Africa.
Yeah,
right?
He did, yeah.
Then this is when you start asking questions, right? Because then the Nottingham police put out a tweet going, we're looking for a suspect.
A
stock photo of a white woman's hand being arrested. And you're like, what? Why are you putting this? Who are you trying to mislead?
Don't put a picture out. It's a bit childish.
But here's the thing: if it's been a white suspect with blonde hair, they would have said white. Like, describe this. Like, and then what that happens by covering the story, by hiding it, by trying to do this, it creates this animosity that wasn't there. Like, if you told me, oh, as a black dude who done this crime, right? If you said that like 15 years ago, you won't go, oh, every black dude does that. You're going, okay, there's one particular guy, it's a white guy. But the way they hide it behind it, then people are, why are they always hiding this with the guy's race and doing that and then that?
Think how nuts it's getting. If the police turn up to the scene of a crime and there's a perpetrator and they can you describe them? First thing you'd say with their sex, now you can't really say that.
You can't say shit.
You go, what sex were they? It's like, well, I don't know. He had a beard. But I don't know.
They had a beard. They had a beard.
Sorry, yeah, they had a beard.
What colour were they? Well,
then you got IC1. I just know I'm IC1.
They were dark white.
Yeah.
What's IC1?
Just means like a Caucasian. I think IC1 means white male, I think. I just know from like watching American police things like cops and that, we're looking for an IC1, 6 foot one.
I doubt we got that in England.
No, I'm just saying. But now has that been outlawed?
Well, probably I don't.
But the thing is, like you know, like he started on Ilkeston Road. I lived on Ilkeston. I went to university.
What, in Nottingham? Oh, really?
And the first person this is so like, you make everything about you.
Yeah.
The first person he killed was a boy. I think the 19-year-old student on Ilkeston Road. I was thinking that could have been me in 1996. So it really
we
hit home.
Lost Justin.
We always lost me. I'm lucky to be here. Hey, when I lived in London, my then girlfriend, now ex-wife,
someone. Oh no, you would still say fuck for her.
Yeah. No, this wasn't the first. But she used to live in Upper Norwood, and she got the tube to Brixton every day, and she got the bus from Electric Avenue to Upper Norwood, and the nail bomb went off at Electric Avenue, 10 metres, about half hour after she got her bus.
I don't know the nail bomb.
The nail bomber of the late 90s, that Copeland geezer.
I don't remember that one.
He did Soho, Brick Lane. You don't remember that?
No.
Yeah, he did Brixton. He was like a far right guy.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, like 1999.
I remember Jean-Charles de Menezes. That was sad.
Yeah, but that's the conspiracy people we tend to focus on.
What's the story from France then?
Well, there was a similar thing in France where.
So I saw that was
stabbing children.
That was that's ultimate heel.
Yeah, that's.
Sorry, but that is someone you want that you just.
Vince McMahon doing too much coke because I've got it. I'm gonna get. What's he called? I'm gonna get fucking CM Punk to stab some toddlers.
You wanna just like.
I'm laughing
how
at
they
you.
Look that, yeah, that is. I'm laughing at that. How that guy was allowed to walk out there.
Oh well, that's my point. Okay, not my. So.
Let's tell the story. Sorry.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll get back to it because what the thing is, I've noticed there are a lot of people out about now.
Yeah.
And I'm not in any way prejudiced against but I'm saying they're so mentally unwell. I have said to my girlfriend 3 times in the last 2 weeks, it's getting to the point I don't think they should be out on their own, even for their own safety. I got attacked in Norwich by a woman on Monday.
What?
Yeah,
oh, did you see that video of that woman screaming out the N-word on the video? That's
well, that happened to me, but instead of the N-word, the R-word.
What's that?
She was like rape. She was like accusing me of like
shit.
Broad daylight. I'm fucking going up to the park to meet my girlfriend and the
You're Conor McGregor.
Yeah, girlfriend and 6-year-old stepson. And I messaged her like just to make sure definitely which park. I was in the pub, like I'm in the pub when she goes to the school run. Like, so what? Heel. And then this woman goes, yeah, I know what you're doing. And I look up and there's me and there's another bloke at the bus stop. And he's looking at me like thinking, fuck, is she shouting at you? And I've looked up thinking, is she shouting? Like, we didn't know who she was shouting at, but it was me. Yeah. She goes, you think I don't know what you're... She's an old woman with like bags and that, do you know what I mean? Yeah. She goes, you think you don't
just your type?
Yes, my type. She goes, you think I don't know what you're doing? Get in front of me, fucking men. You've ruined the whole world. You're the what's wrong with everything. You fucking men. And then I looked at him again. And
you should have said, did you just assume my gender?
Yeah, exactly. I think she's so far gone. So then I looked round and she went, yeah, I'm crossing the road, you fucking creep. And this is in my manner. Like, everyone's looking at me. Like, it's like right at the end.
Why are you creeping on old ladies?
I don't know.
So what happened? What was the be-all and end-all?
So anyway, I got to my girlfriend, and this was Monday, and I said, this is happening too much now. Obviously we're skint, ain't we? Like, we've got no money. And I'm saying, there's too many people out in the community that I was saying, for her own, never mind that. It was quite uncomfortable. It was horrible. But she could say that to a heel that could turn around and spark her out or something. It's just for your own safety.
But some of them, they're
anyway,
kind of like the Vauxhall fucking chicken inspectors. They're waiting for the...
Yeah. But the thing is, I always think that, when you go on a night bus and there's a crazy person. Yeah. And then if another crazy person got on, right? Yeah. So this is you through in the bus. Then at the next stop, you got off. Yeah. Do you think they just stop and go, I have a tea break? And go, there's no normies around. We might as well knock this off now. Do you know?
I don't know.
Bit like when they caught it back to the rest.
Question for the bus drivers.
Didn't they have a Hacksaw Jim Duggan and the Iron Sheik got caught smoking a spliff together or something?
Oh, that was from back in the 80s. Yeah. And it revealed kayfabe because it was meant to be...
I know more about wrestling than you think.
You know from like the fucking decades. But what was the story about France? What was that?
Oh, yeah. Story? So anyway, but basically, point is, I said to my girlfriend, there's too many people out. And then that Nottingham happened on Tuesday. Yeah. But in France, what would the man want to do in France because of that one? France are now proposing that they're going to make a law that they can remotely turn on microphones on your phones, your Alexas, your TVs, and record people that might be suspects. So they're going to be able to turn your microphones on.
The question then would be how... Well, I've got another thing about that, and you just reminded me of a story. But how would they know to turn on your phone?
It's just another control thing, isn't it?
It's just an ability so they can listen in on your phone.
Isn't it funny now? That's not, but like, we've had we had the terrorism, then we had the banking, whatever order that was in. Then we had the fucking corona, then we had the war. Now we're back to these attacks again, and they're going to start going, oh, we've got to clamp down now. We need to exert more control.
Of course they want. Well, get this for a story. Some guy got an Amazon delivery to his house.
Yeah. So
he used the Ring. He's got a Ring doorbell. Yeah. I think, and the guy rang it, no one was in, and the doorbell said something. Yeah. But, like, please come up, whatever. Yeah. The Amazon guy misheard it, thought he said, the ring bell said something racist to him, and he didn't. There was no one in. Amazon shut off all his home electrics. It's like, and I was thinking to myself, wow, I remember, right, this is what's interesting. When I first did that fridge joke, right, and I don't want to bang on like it's a seminal bit, right? It's it's levels. Signatures. No, but it was actually, I remember I was thinking, why the fuck the joke was like, why do you need your fridge to text you?
Why would they be investing all that money in developing that technology?
Now, all these devices, it's called, and I remember it's the Internet of Things. That's what it's all called, right? Yeah. Every device now is always connected. They can cut off your fridge, they can cut off your shoes, they can cut off your phone, they can cut off everything, and they all talk to each other, so they're all linked. Yeah. So they're all, not only by the internet, like now, like Apple devices, even if there's no internet, they can seamlessly, like, airdrop, right? Yeah. So they can all seamlessly connect, so it's all connected, so you're never, like, free, and they can, like, the guy misheard that he got who the fuck is Amazon to turn off your lights?
I know.
Fuck me. So I actually got those Philips Hue.
It was a week, wasn't it?
Yeah, and a week he didn't have no home lighting. I mean, yeah, you could have that, but I've got Philips Hues in my and I'm thinking, you know what? Why don't I just? Well, it's not that hard to just press a light switch.
Man, this is the thing. How fucking clever the man is. Because like during COVID, it was like, oh, if you don't wear a mask, and then also tried to do it with cash. It was like pay contact.
Cash is gone, man. They're getting that CBDCs coming through.
And I saw fucking what I would call traditionally very left and liberal people on my social media who I knew personally, going, oh, now the right wing conspiracy fascists are the ones that want to keep cash. It's like, hang on, you fucking mug. Use your fucking brain for a second. Right, if they had that centralised digital currency they're talking about, doing like a Bitcoin but government sanctioned, and also if there's no cash now and every single transaction is contactless, you would put it past the banks to go, do you know what? We're going to impose a 7% tax on every fucking pound you spend. And you're completely beholden. You can't...
It's not even that. So the way the CBDC, central bank digital currency,
that's a slightly different thing.
It's not Bitcoin, right? It's just a ledger. But here's the thing.
But money's
every
just that.
Yeah. But the difference is, right? If you go with your £10 and you go buy a book, I don't know what fucking book you've got.
No, yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, of course.
But they'll have everything you booked, so then they can build a profile of you. Oh, well, Justin likes that.
That's what
and then they know, and then they can just, and also then they obviously.
That's what club cards are.
Yeah, they can just turn your money off.
Yeah.
And
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They can control you in that way, but also the banks can go, do you know what? You're gonna.
It's social credit. We all know this from China. This is the thing that it's like, no, never do that. What do you mean they would never do that? They just call it something else. That's what's happening.
Yeah, of course
it's like in China, they don't have social justice warriors. They've got the government equivalent of that do it for them. And we've got that. Orwell said in 1984, he goes, in INSOC. In England, they had INSOC, which is something I can't remember. It's like something socialism.
Institute, yeah.
And he said in China they had this, and it was called SOC-in. It's exactly the same.
Flip-flop.
Yeah, so it's called exactly the same thing, but it was just a different name. But the tenets of it were the same, and that's what we're seeing. We're being guided into a more kind of we've got free home of the land, and we've seen it's not true. Home of the free, home of the brave. We've seen it's not true because in the Canadian truckers, they had their bank accounts.
Not just them,
and people were
that donated to them.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And people were cheering, like you said, all the leftists who were usually
they're
the ones.
fascists now.
Yeah. Well, Antifa, anti-fascists are the fascists.
Yeah. Well, when in history of the people that burnt the books been the good guys? Do you know what I mean? And the cancel culture is basically that. But also, Orwell said, he said, if you want a vision of the future, he said, imagine a jackboot stamped on a human face for all eternity. Yeah. And it doesn't matter. I think it doesn't matter at this point. This is what I'm saying about what I was trying to get at earlier about when you sort of feel like you have to side with your tribe. I don't think it matters if you're kissing the left boot or you're kissing the right boot. Either way, your face is too close to a fucking boot that's going to stamp on your face eventually.
Oh yeah.
Don't kiss either fucking boot. Stand up on your own boots.
But people are too stupid to. Man, I think I annoy people on both sides, right?
Yeah, same.
So and I think that's how it should be. If you're always on one side on every single view, you're an idiot.
That's exactly what I was getting at. So there must be times where you support Arsenal. There must be players you fucking hate. That's probably not quite the same.
Mean must be.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
But when you there must be in the stand when you and you must be like fucking it. But you got to support them, ain't you? Like you support Arsenal.
Yeah.
That's
a bad
analogy.
That's a bad analogy. But I know what you mean. I think people are getting too.
If you hated Lee Bowyer, then he signed to Arsenal and banged in 50 goals in a season.
I don't know.
You change your fucking mind about him.
Yes, he's turned it around.
He's turned it around.
I like your references from about 20 years ago. Black Mirror Arnold, what's that about?
I've been watching Netflix. Have you seen the Arnold documentary?
Funnily enough, Michelle de Swart called me and said, you need to watch the Arnold documentary.
Now,
but I already know a lot about Arnold.
Yeah, me too. I already know. But it's interesting to see him now. The greatest man. Now, listen, if you believe...
Nothing but net.
If you believe that bodybuilding is a sport, and it hinges on this, because you might not. I don't know about things with judges. I know boxing's got judges, but I think things like, if you got a judge, it's more of an art. Like I always think that figure skate, it's not really a sport, is it? Because the judges have to like it. You can't win at it. You have to get picked to win at it. I know you can in boxing, but that's if you don't knock them out. But if you think, and this is my question to you,
10 inches.
Yeah, if you think that bodybuilding is a sport, let's say we do, then I would posit the note that Arnold Schwarzenegger is the greatest sportsman that ever lived.
Yeah, and
because
this is like when you said that. Singapore was part of England until 1997.
Why isn't he? He retired in 1975. Yeah. He's still the go-to guy. If you want to say, "Oh, look at you," do you think
I don't consider bodybuilding a sport.
I know, but that's sort of like what we sort of established that we do for the.
No, but I said I didn't.
Okay, well, it's the great. What is it then?
You think he's the best bodybuilder? But
yeah. But not just that. I don't think there'd be gyms on the high street that he actually made the sport.
I think the best bodybuilder.
You can say Ronnie,
Frank Zane.
Yeah, with the traps.
Best. No, Frank Zane.
He had the huge traps.
He was slim.
Yeah,
it is Frank Zane, is it?
Yeah.
He was a skinny one. I think it's Frank.
huge cobra traps.
Did he? He looked great.
Disproportionately large traps. No, but the thing is, if there was no Arnold Schwarzenegger, there'd be no pure gym in every city. I honestly think you can't even argue it that he's the best ever.
It is Frank Zane.
With the big traps.
Well, he was like, yeah. Well, huge. I'll post a picture in there. I think he had the best physique.
So I was watching Arnold, and if you think about this as well, he got the number one bodybuilder spot possibly ever. But you could say Messi or Ronaldo or Pele. I think that's Arnold.
Oh, for bodybuilding. Oh yeah, no one. I mean, You're gonna get people like they're gonna say only, but like the general population are gonna say Arnold.
Exactly. My mum knows who Arnold Schwarzenegger is.
Only very hardcore bodybuilding fans be like, Ronnie Coleman or
Jay Cutler,
Reggie Yates, not Reggie Yates,
Dorian
Yates, yeah. Jay
Reggie Yates is
who's Reggie?
It's someone. That's definitely a name. I can't think who it is. I've heard of Reggie, but and then he got to number one bodybuilder. Yeah. He made it to the top of the film industry, and he can't even speak or act.
Yeah. And
then, do you know the highest office you can achieve in America, having not been born there, is governor of California?
Is it?
That is the top you can get. You know, they said people said Obama weren't born there, birthers.
Yeah.
Like if you're born outside America, that's as high as you can get. And he's got to the top of bodybuilding, a sport. I think it's a sport. He got to the top of film industry, like the biggest 80s film when the films were. And he got to that's a fucking. Geezer's done well.
Yeah, he smashed it.
Yeah. But the thing's quite fun because he's sort of, even when he's a fucking handsy, he's a me too, mate. Oh, me too. There's something in that steroids, isn't it? Well, obviously, it makes you super manly.
Go on, and then what happens in the good documentary?
Yes, it's interesting. He's sitting in sort of at the beginning. He's sitting in a jacuzzi, like smokes a lot of cigars. And he's got like fucking. He's walking around his house. He's got like horses in his house. What? Yeah, he's got like little Shetland ponies all in his kitchen and that. He's a bit of a fucking nutter.
But wait, that's what happens when you get so much money.
Yeah, like Michael Jackson.
What are you gonna do? It's like you can only get a like this is the thing. People are like, oh yeah, they're rich. But when you do get the money, what happens? You get a slightly bigger TV, better car.
Yeah, and you can only drive one car at a time, innit?
So then you got to start doing crazy shit like get donkeys.
Speaking of cars, did you see the Andrew Tate BBC documentary?
No. I saw a few clips on Twitter where he was like, "You ask me, we're friends." What did you think?
No, what? No, when he was talking to the
woman,
BBC woman. What? Yeah. I didn't see that bit.
So he goes.
What was that? Was that?
He sit. Well, Andrew.
Oh
Tate,
yeah, the way he sits.
He sits like that,
I thought he was doing a minge fucking mime.
Oh no, he sits like that, but he does a thing where he says, "You're."
Here, why don't you ask me? Okay. Because she keeps bringing up these things from like when he's on a podcast like 5 years ago.
Oh God! Imagine they brought this.
I know.
Maybe they could tell us what I got in a feud with the unmentioned comic from the beginning.
Yeah, that's on the next episode. But so it's true what he said. I don't fucking like him. I definitely don't. But
I like Andrew Tate.
Well,
I think he looks cool.
I don't think there's anything wrong with liking him either.
Big muscles.
But
loads of women.
He said,
fast cars.
I've been incarcerated.
If you're a man and you don't like Andrew Tate, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. He goes, I've been incarcerated by the Matrix. Basically he's in prison for like 3 months without charge.
Yeah, well that's nuts.
That's wrong.
That's all. But this
and
is
you can't think it's right just because it's happened to someone you don't like.
But that's the whole thing. That's what's happened to Donald Trump now. They got
Assange.
But fuck that. Right? Whether you like Donald Trump or not, right? The reality is, the incumbent government of the biggest country in the world has arrested their main political opponent.
Yeah.
That's fucking third world dictatorship style shit, man.
Also, what's his place called? Fucking Lumbago.
And if they're going, oh yeah, but he's done those crimes. He's done those crimes. Fucking go get George
They've all
W.
done their crimes.
Get fucking George Bush for killing 500,000 Iraqis.
Epstein's little
get
book.
Fucking Bill Clinton for fucking killing anyone who's ever said anything
more
bad about.
More drone strikes under Obama than Bush.
Of course,
more civilian drones.
Man, they all need to be. If you're gonna start doing that, do that.
Yeah, that's the thing. And that's like
you know
Twitter.
About the Clinton body count, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. And like,
Google Clinton body count.
Yeah, and also, fucking hell, I'm tired. What was I just saying? I was saying something else.
Just checking how long we've done.
Yeah, fucking hell, I've gone completely blank.
You were talking about the Andrew Tate being
Yeah,
arrested
yeah,
for
being
prison in
incarcerated and fucking. And that's the thing, like with Twitter, when that Jack Dorsey had it, all the sort of liberals were having, oh, it's a private company. They fucking banned the sitting president of the United States off Twitter. And like that, it's a private company. They can
Start
do
your own private company.
Yeah, but then fucking Elon Musk buys it. Oh, one man shouldn't have this much power. Hang on a minute. Exactly you with your little blue tick.
But listen, hi, come to us, Justin. Welcome. Justin was like, I'll do the pod, but I don't really want to get involved in these kind of topics and discussions.
No,
and now, come, Justin, come.
No,
let
I never
the
said
flow.
that. I never said that.
Hit. But you know what? You know what it is? It's the for me, the whole thing is the hypocrisy.
Yeah.
And no one points that out. It's like, man, just there's a market somewhere for news and for entertainment where people are just fucking. They're not hypocritical about where they stand. Man, you don't have to have a position on everything.
No,
just
I
don't
haven't.
be hypocritical about. Just don't be. They're so hypocritical.
And the only thing I ever feel really convicted about is when I see hypocrisy and when I just see like I say, bootlickers. I'm so actually disgusted and ashamed in the human race of how many of my fellow fucking people mooching about on this fucking planet are just natural born bootlickers.
Man,
and it's so, I look around and go, I didn't know we were like this. I thought that, I grew up, when I was growing up and someone told you the tale of Robin Hood and the Sheriff of Nottingham, Robin Hood was the goodie. Now everyone would be on the sheriff's fucking side.
Baddie, yeah.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, look at him not wearing his mask, riding around in the woods.
Man, when I was a kid, I remember the kids would go, I'm telling on you.
Yeah.
And I thought, when I grow up, no one's as fucking...
Yeah.
Now it's I'm telling on you. That's always, but people. It's in people's mentalities. It's what they do.
Yeah.
People are like, that's how they get ahead. They put other people down. They toe the line. They're
gold
fucking,
stars,
yeah.
Gold stars, and that's what the social credit score is.
Of course it is. Of course it is. If you, but I don't know.
I'm thinking about becoming a traveller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think I like the way I like them now.
Actually, they've got it. They do what they want.
Yeah, I look.
You know what I've realised, right? If you obey the rules a bit, you get fucked. But if you completely, totally, and utterly go fuck,
they don't need the man. They do not need the man.
Travellers, Mormons, like how many fucking COVID people happened to Mormons? None.
Yeah.
No vaccine, no lockdown, no shit. They just carried on. Or is it the Amish? Whichever one it is, you live on their own.
One of them.
Well, they're all the same.
Yeah. But
they're white, so it's fine. I can say that.
Have you seen that this the excess death is 6%? Since the vaccine.
Well, obviously the vaccine. But even talking about that, if you make your own mind up when it comes, you can't say anything about it, because what you're gonna do if you've had the vaccine and you've taken it and someone says, "Oh,
you took it in good faith."
Yeah, but most people were easily dead. They thought it was actually a lot.
It was telling other people to have it. That's what I don't like.
A lot of people actually took it. Not because they thought it worked, because they just wanted to get back to normal, go on holiday.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I was but that Djokovic, he stood by his guys. Hey, remember Muhammad Ali didn't go to Vietnam. He refused the draft, and at the time everyone fucking hated him. But when history looks back, he was actually a hero.
They hate him at the time.
Oh God, he's a draft dodger. You know what Americans like for them.
What did he say? Ain't no Chinaman ever shot me.
Yeah, he said ain't no Viet Cong called me the naughty word.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I just think that Djokovic, he stood up for him fucking self. And I was listening to him. I saw the BBC, some little bloke interviewing him.
Oh, I saw that in the interview.
My God, and he goes, would you
no,
never win again?
He goes, why?
Yeah, that was it. Why? That was exactly it. Why? Like, you hammy fucking actor.
Yeah.
He goes, so you're telling me you'd never win another Grand Slam? He's like, yes, I would pay that price. He's like, why Novak? Why? It was like a fucking...
Yeah, go on. Novak winning is such a fuck you to everything they stand for.
And it's just like, he was right. I totally think he was right.
That's why I like integrity.
Exactly. He's not a hypocrite. He's not a hypocrite.
I like integrity.
I would have lied and said I'd had it if I was him. I would have
I'd
have pretended I had it and not had it.
Why? He didn't need to. Man,
I know, but he would have won another couple of Grand Slams and still not had the jab.
He won the Grand Slam. Listen,
I'd lie like a wolf.
He made his grand. I mean, to be fair, I like.
And he got a standing ovation. That's what they don't like. This is the equivalent of like the opposite, I guess, of the backlash against Bud Light. Like he won and he collapsed, and when he stood up, everyone loved him. They don't care. The man wants you to think that you're a pariah if you don't do what he says.
Yeah.
The man wants you to think if you don't toe the line.
The more people speak up, stand up.
It's happening now.
I was
in the closet big time about being anti-vax.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh what? Now the vaccine shit's passed. I'm out now, baby. Not here. We were from day one, baby. We weren't getting the vaccine.
And always wait to find out when you're right before you say I told you so. Because otherwise you can end up with a fucking egg on your face.
Thank you for listening. Get all your CBD needs from highpoint.care. If you've enjoyed this pod, please like and subscribe, share it with a friend, leave us a review, use code 3SP, 10% off. Follow us on all your socials. I've been Darius Davies. He's been Justin Panks. Thank you. Suck my balls. Out.